Hey there, friends. Welcome to Bronze Medal Moms. We aren't going for gold, we're going for bronze on the daily. I'm Amy.
And I'm Amanda, and we are here to remind you that you don't have to be perfect to show up, survive, and even thrive in motherhood.
Welcome back to Bronze Medal Moms, the podcast where we celebrate being delightfully average, never perfect, but always resourceful.
Yes. Hey, Amanda.
Hello, friend. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic, as always, surviving this no new things challenge.
I know. So, how did week 1 go for you?
Okay, so I'm going to be fully transparent.
Yeah, let's do it.
And I always feel like, when you mess up, it's going to speak to somebody.
Yeah.
So I had this grand idea because I have this, and I'm going to post this in our stories on Instagram. So if y'all want to go check this out, and I videotaped all this. I have this small, 3-foot closet in our bedroom that is like a storage closet, and it's kind of like a catch-all, and I just hate it. It's got all this random stuff in it, and I was like, that's what I'm going to organize. That's what I'm going to do. And as I was thinking about it, it was overwhelming. I kind of hated it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all I could think about was, I don't want to just move stuff around. I want to go buy new bins and new things to organize it and make it perfect. And I was like, that's not the point.
No,
I can't do
you
that.
can't. You can't.
So honestly, I pivoted and I was like, okay, but I feel like this is an example because it does say in the book, organize one space, like declutter one space, can be as big as a closet, can be as small as a drawer. And I organized that I have my shoes in like my boots and my sneakers, not my heels. My heels are in our closet, which are like too small closet. But the hallway closet, the upper part of the hallway closet is my boots and my tennis shoes and my flip-flops. And it was just chaos. It was an absolute mess. And I did really well. I went through it. I got rid of like 3 pairs of black flats because they're so uncomfortable. I never wear them. And I even ended up selling one and getting $20.
Oh, well,
So I know it ended up good, but I thought it was really interesting that even though I thought originally that closet was like, yes, this is my space to organize, it was
Right.
completely overwhelming and I couldn't do it.
Right, right. And I think that is a really good point because I certainly have thought I was going to do some organizing or decluttering or whatever, but and if you're not in the right headspace, it doesn't work. You have to be in the right mindset. And because if not, you're going to get overwhelmed. And
Exactly.
I feel you on that. I feel you. So I had a win and a fail and found a loophole.
Oh, I like to hear this. Ashley's gonna be so mad at
She's
us.
gonna be
She's
like, well,
dang it,
she's
you
like,
caught it.
yeah, she's like, I'm gonna have to add a chapter when I do a reprint here.
Amy found a loophole.
Yes. So my wins were like definitely decluttering some small spaces. Now I had kind of cheated by accident because I already did a big playroom clean out before we started doing this.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, but I still had other spaces that have gotten cluttered. So one was the infamous junk drawer. Cleaned that out. And it's a small space and I feel like it's doable. And just like what happens every time when I do it, I feel lighter, I feel more productive, and I feel ready to do something else and tackle something else.
Doesn't it make you feel like, I don't know, for me, if my junk drawer is organized, because it's called a junk drawer. It should be cluttered. If it's organized, I feel like my life is organized.
I do. I do. I felt so good. So then in my bathroom, I have had 2 tubs of clothes to sell that have been sitting in there. One's full of shoes, one's full of clothes. And I usually donate everything. Like my husband literally took 3 bags to Goodwill the other day. But these were things that still had the tags on. They were designer. They'd never been worn. I thought I'm going to sell them. Well, they've been sitting in those tubs in our bathroom for, oh gosh, at least 8 months, maybe.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yes, yes. And my husband, bless his heart, like once he was like, hey, you got to do something with those, but he hasn't said anything. Well, I finally went through them and got realistic. And I was like, you know what? I'm not selling this. I'm not selling this. Like, get rid of it.
I was going to say, was there stuff that you saved that you're like, no, this is cute. I forgot I have this.
No, there was stuff that I was like, I'm not selling that. Like, whatever. There was one that fit me that I'm like, okay, that's cute. I'll wear that again. But the rest, I put in bags and he immediately took it to Goodwill. So 2 bags done, gone to Goodwill, and we no longer have the tubs in our bathroom.
So now the challenge is going to be all those Goodwill shopping reels. See if they have your clothes with the tags still on them and they're
Oh,
like
yeah.
reselling your
Sure.
stuff.
Oh, they 100% are. 100%. And then I had the win. I think I talked about this on the last episode. I took the doggy Hawaiian shirt out of my cart, realized I didn't really need it. It definitely was not a need, it was a want. So that was good. But the loophole I found. So Ashley talks about this in her book. A lot of the problem, especially with online shopping, is that dopamine hit.
Yeah.
It's not because you actually need any of the crap.
Right.
And I am so guilty of that. When I get overwhelmed in life, or I have like way too much to do at home, or when I'm in my luteal phase for the first day or two and I'm a sloth on the couch, I want to online shop. So
Right.
my loophole is I actually am the one that buys stuff for the theater. So our listeners might know I am the president of a local community theater. And we're in the middle of Man of La Mancha, which is a fabulous musical. We're getting rave reviews, and we are doing things in the lobby called showgrams, where you can, for $5, buy a little show trinket and give it to one of the actors, or you can buy it to keep for yourself. Well,
I remember this. It's an adorable table. I love it.
Yes. And this is the first time we're doing it for an adult show, not just.
Oh.
Right. So we needed upgraded, up-leveled, nicer showgrams. And so we do not use theater budget money for those. They are part of my donation as a board member, and our other EC members do that out of their own pocket. So I am typically the one that does the showgrams. And so that has been my loophole. I got like cute little windmill charms because it's Don Quixote, the windmills in Spain, to make earrings and necklaces. And then I bought a magnet kit to make show themed magnets that they are loving. So that was my dopamine hit. I'm like, oh, this isn't for me. It's for the theater. So that's,
I would say similar, the same thing. Yes, I actually had the same thought because I work up at the school, and this is school money, but maybe people are not shocked, but the amount of paper that a school goes through, it is insane. And we are a conscious minded school that if you don't need to print it out, you're not printing it out type thing. It is still, I'm constantly buying paper for the school. And so I'm in charge of buying the paper, keeping it stocked, but then also keeping emergency things stocked for Post-its and glue sticks and little things like that, just that we make sure we have on hand. And I did buy those last week and felt very
there it is.
I was like, maybe we need glue sticks too.
We have found the loophole.
Which we did need glue sticks. We did need these. Well, that goes back to it. It was a need because we need those things to function. Like the school needs paper.
Right.
They need to be able to print out tests and things like that. So it's technically a need. It's not a want. But I do still get that dopamine hit from buying stuff.
So Ashley Piper, if you're listening, we have found the loophole for the dopamine hit.
Buy it just with somebody else's stuff.
That's right. That's right. Okay, but this is week 2. So this is week 2, and it is a digital and daily detox. So I think that means, Amanda, we're breaking up with some things on our phones, right?
Yes, like ghosting the things on our phones. Yes.
Okay.
So the first challenge the first part of this challenge for week 2 is, and also take stock of week 1. If you haven't personally, like you're listening to our stories, but take stock of week 1. How did you do? Figure all that out before you dive into week 2. But the first part of the week 2 challenge is to unfollow brands and influencers that fuel your shopping.
Yes.
So, like, think about influencers that always have like I'm a bargain shopper. I am, but and I love that people are like, "Oh my gosh, would you believe this is at Walmart?" And I'm like, "Yes, I do believe it, and I will go buy it."
So I have actually, I mean, I have done this and now I'm going to be intentional about it. I did it with two brands that I kept getting sucked into. One, they're constantly in my feed. And I did buy, it's the, you pronounce it Halara, you know, the dresses, the like, they were the first ones to do like the activewear dresses with the built.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay. So I
I
did.
know they have pants. They have pants too. That's like all the rage.
They have everything now. I mean,
Yeah.
they have so much that I can't shop there because it's too many, it's too much. It's too many choices. I can't.
It's too comfortable. It's too magical.
Well, and I get overwhelmed. There's too many choices. I don't need 87 short dresses. Like, give me 4 to choose from. So anyway, but I did. I got on and I bought the dress, like the high-low dress and a skirt and one of the athletic dresses, like 2 summers ago when we went to London. It was great. The dresses are great, but it kept showing up in my feed and they have these great sales, right? Like 2 for 35. And I kept buying them. And I'm like, I realized I don't need more of the same thing in different colors. And so,
And are you going to be able to wear them all?
but I had to unfollow them because I kept getting sucked into the sales.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I always think about too with this. Like when I see something pop up, like I can think of an influencer I follow that they're just like a mom on the go and they always have the cutest little outfits. And I know it's lies. I know it's all lies. I know she's putting that on most of the time just to film it and then getting back into her pajamas to go pick up her kids at Carline. But I will see it and think like, oh, that'd be so cute. You know, for when I go out with the girls. How often do I go out with the girls? Like
Right.
maybe once, twice a month? Maybe? Or I'll say like, you know, a date night. Oh my gosh, Chris and I are lucky if we get once a month for a date night. Like, I don't have anything, I don't do the things to wear that to. And I wear basically the same things to work every day because I don't wear heels. I wear flats because it's easier to like run around the school and stuff like that. Like, I just don't wear that stuff that I'm seeing, that I see someone frolicking down New York or frolicking in New York down Main Street. And I'm like, ooh, that sounds amazing.
Right. The other one I unfollowed and I love her. So I may follow her back and
After this.
I love her. I'm not going to give her away, but she is, people may know her on Instagram. She cleans. That's what she does. She cleans her house. That's it. And she cleans her spaces. However, everything is so organized and it's so, her aesthetic is like everything's gold and ivory, right? And when she cleans out her makeup, everything is organized in that she buys a bunch of stuff to make it organized. Okay. So like
So she is buying stuff to
buying
house the stuff.
Yes, to house the stuff and label the stuff. And like everything that she buys goes in a new container, right? So everything looks pretty, but I don't really need new containers when I'm already buying stuff in containers at the store. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
it is very wasteful. It looks beautiful and it's a great aesthetic, but it is very wasteful. And I've thought that before, like, oh my goodness. And, you know, instead of the bulk stuff, she'll buy the individuals because it fits cuter in the drawer, right? And I love it. And
How many kids does this woman have? That it's ivory and gold.
She actually has several. And I follow another woman who has 10 and she kind of is the same. So anyway,
those kids are raising each other.
I know, but of course, she has Amazon lists. So
yes,
she has
of
like
course.
my kitchen list, my bedroom list, my cleaning list. And I have caught myself going through her list and adding stuff to the cart and then realizing, oh my gosh, I do not need a gold Clorox dispenser. Like, I don't. It's very cute, it's very pretty, but like that also is just not me. Like, you should see my
You
kitchen.
know what my sister has? I don't know that she did this on purpose, or and maybe they sell them now. I don't know. But she's had it forever. So much that I know she did this on her own. I really think she did. She had this beautiful, like tall, like at least a foot long glass oil dispenser, like olive oil dispenser, and it had this like little, like the fancy little metal knob on the end for the oil. And when she was done with it, she cleared it out and she puts her dishwashing soap in it. And it looks so beautiful and so lovely. And I've always thought, like, oh, I should have that.
Yeah.
But I don't need it. I have the Dawn
Right.
dishwashing soap. It's fine.
Well, and I know we're doing this for no new things. To our listeners, if you have not done this already, I do this all the time. I started it years ago. If you follow people, even if you're friends with people on Facebook, but you find yourself either getting anxious when you see their post, feeling bad about yourself when you see their post, right? Like comparing your life with theirs when you see their posts, like unfollow them.
Uh-huh.
Hide
Yes.
them. You don't have to unfriend them if you're friends with them, but like if they make you feel bad about yourself, because comparison is a thing, especially on social media. There are people that I adore, but I would catch myself thinking, oh, like I don't do that, or I'm not that good, or I don't do that with my kids. And I'm like, wait a minute. So you unfollow them. So it's also kind of a mental health detox too. But I know we're
Well,
doing this for no new thing. So we're going to unfollow, people are trying to sell us things and make us feel like we need these things that we don't really need.
well, and I know it ages us to be, Facebook people. So if you're still on Facebook, I'm still on Facebook. I like Facebook, but I know that that's not hip and cool with the younger generation. However, I do notice a lot of people, especially in the last 5 years, get crazy political on Facebook, and to each their own. That's your jam. That's what you want to share. But it's too much for me.
Me too.
And
Yeah.
so I will, one of the things you can do on Facebook is you can like freeze them for like 30 days
Mhm.
or like a certain amount of time. And so you're not unfollowing them. You're just being like, hey, I need a break from this person.
Yeah.
And you can it'll say like, they just won't pop up in your feed for like 30 days. It's really
Yeah.
nice rather than like, wow, they're going off a rant right now. I support that rant, but I can't read it every day.
Right, right. Well, and that totally goes into our kind of second action here. So we're going to unfollow brands and influencers that make us want to buy more things. But then the other one is like a social media scrolling cleanse. Like
Yes.
really, and man, I mean, I check myself all of the time because it's so easy. Our listeners know this. It's so easy to get stuck in that scroll.
It is. Yeah, you will just and it's almost like it is habit forming to have that scroll with you. Like a pet peeve of mine is if Chris and I are watching TV together and we're both on our phones.
Mm-hmm,
But I'm like, we can't do two things.
Right,
We have to watch
right.
TV. And I'm like,
Right.
we have to put our phones down or we turn off the TV. It drives me
Well,
nuts.
And well, it's so habit forming and it's so automatic now. Like literally, the thumb has muscle memory because so many times I will open my phone for a purpose. I either have to text somebody, I have to like deposit a check in my bank account, I have to add something to my calendar. And next thing I know, when I go to my phone and unlock it, I go instantly to Instagram or Facebook or Messenger, and I do not do what I was supposed to do. And then, like,
Forget.
yeah, 15, 20 minutes later, I'm like, oh shit, Amy, no, stop the scroll. You actually came to your phone to do something you had to do.
Right.
So, and whatever we need to do to prevent that. Some people set timers. You actually can set up protocols. I know on the iPhone, if you have an iPhone, you can set up settings to where your social media apps are grayed out and you can't even open them. So you can set times. Like if you tell your iPhone no social media scrolling between the hours of noon and 4, you won't be able to open those apps without going back in through your settings and turning that off. So like there are things you can do to set yourself up.
20 seconds does it take to go turn that back off of like, no, that was stupid. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I've done that. That's how I know you can go. But sometimes too, it's like I put it in the other room or, and I feel guilty and I tell my daughter this all the time. I'm like, you do not have to answer a text the second your phone dings. I
Right.
know that's the world we live in, but nobody needs instant access to you 24/7, but it's up to us to set those boundaries. And it's the same with scrolling, right?
That was something I noticed when Rue first started using my phone, because she still doesn't have her own phone.
Mhm.
But when she started using her own or my phone for texting, and she would hear the ding and she would run to the phone. And I was like, and we're going on silent. No, we're not doing that. I was like, we're absolutely not doing that because nobody needs access to you that much.
Right.
And
Right.
nobody is sharing information. You are not a doctor. You are not working in the ER. Nothing is that important. It is a friend messaging you either about homework or about Roblox.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
All right. So the next thing,
Yeah.
okay, so we're unfollowing brands and influencers that make us want to shop. Social media scroll cleanse. The next one I love, it's a gratitude practice, being thankful for what we already own.
Yes, I love it. I've tried this by staring into my closet, grateful for things that used to fit. I actually went through though, and I have gotten rid of anything that doesn't fit because, like Ashley said, that actually saves me time. I'm not
Oh,
wasting
yeah.
staring in my closet because everything in there fits. So I just go to something and I put it on. So I love it. And, grateful for all the stuff I do have. I don't need new stuff. Like this is going to be a really good practice, I think, for week 2.
Well, and it kind of like there was a post going around forever ago. I think it pops up every now and again too. Um, looking around and seeing all the things you prayed for in your 20s that you have now, that it's like, yeah, I wish we lived in a bigger house because my boys share a room and and we have our office is also our playroom type thing. Like it's a very combined spaces, but we don't need it. If I had a bigger house, I'd have to clean a bigger house. And if I had a bigger house that had an upstairs, I'd have to haul my butt upstairs to take the kids' laundry or something like that. Like, I'm very grateful for what we have in the grand scheme of things. And I think taking that to an even smaller, like seeing your actual like things, not the great idea, but your actual things, like we talked about this the other day. This is funny. So we did get an air fryer. I'm very thankful for the air fryer. And because we were turning on the oven to make my daughter, my son chicken nuggets almost every night. Because they have chicken nuggets or fish sticks every night because,
Okay.
dinner's great. Go back and watch the dinner or listen to the dinner podcast. You'll know where I stand on that.
They're fed.
But so we had her chicken nuggets in the air fryer. They're done in like 10 minutes. It was so easy, no mess. And I opened it up and I turned to my husband. I go, "This air fryer is the greatest thing that ever happened to us." And he looked at me and goes, "Dear God, let's hope not." And I was like, "Oh yeah, good point." He's like, "We have children." I was like, "I know, but the air fryer, it's so great."
Well, and the other thing too about gratitude, I think, and maybe this is another one that we're going to get to, but also I feel like that's where you can have gratitude for things and actually find where things can be repurposed. So like when I go to clean out my junk drawer, it's so easy for me to go on Amazon and be like, I need the 6-piece drawer organizers. I don't.
Ooh.
I probably have plenty of containers if I went and looked in all my other places that could be repurposed to organize another drawer.
Do you
Or
know what I do? Which this sounds totally wonky, but it's in a drawer, so you don't see it.
yeah.
Like the all the stuff that comes in a box, like the granola bars or fruit by the foot or stuff like that, I'll cut that box up because it's already in a nice, like, cornered box.
Yeah.
And I use that as drawer organizers because you don't see it.
You don't see it. That's perfect.
You
That's
just
perfect.
see the drawer organizer and it's just trash.
Well, the other thing
But I have some that I've had for 2 years and they're still going strong.
Well, one thing I have in my drawer that I love, HEB. All of our Texas listeners know HEB. It is the best grocery store on the planet. And they sold a container of plastic baggies. So sandwich, snack, quart, gallon.
Ooh, all together.
All together.
Oh, I
So
love
you put
that.
it in your drawer and it's organized, but it's cardboard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for the longest time, I thought, oh, I need that out of wood. I need the fancy one from Amazon that's wood. No, I don't. No, Amazon sells like a $40 bamboo version. No, I don't need that. I'm still rocking my HEB branded cardboard drawer organizer for all my plastic baggies.
Well, and that's just it too. Think about that. Would you need the bamboo organizer if you were like hanging it on the wall and it was part of your decor, but it's in a drawer?
Yes, it's
Who
in a
cares what it
drawer.
looks like?
Right, right. So, yeah.
Nobody's seeing it.
Which kind of brings us to our next step here of week 2, which is borrow, swap, share. I'm also going to throw in like repurpose in there.
Yes, I love that.
So, yeah, like if you need something, especially if you need something for just a single purpose, not forever, you could totally borrow. Like
Yes.
I've asked people if I could borrow clothes for a party before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And it pays to have somebody the same size. Actually, one of my best friends in high school, she and I are the exact same size, the exact same height. We were friends in high school. We are friends now. Every time I see her, I feel like we double our wardrobe. It is pure magic to have someone your exact same size. But also, here's the thing. On the clothes thing, I was actually thinking about this the other day because somebody asked me to borrow a dress and they were like, hey, you know, I really liked that dress you have. Would that be okay if I borrowed it? And they seemed a little timid about it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'd be so flattered. I would love for someone to look awesome in my clothes. I feel like that's so flattering.
Or like my clothes enough they want to wear them. Like
Right. I was really flattered that they asked and they were like, I don't know. Like it was almost a shameful, not shameful, that's not the word, but she was nervous to ask. And I was like, oh my gosh, you can come over and just raid the whole closet if you want.
Well, here's one thing that my friend and I do that fits perfectly with this borrow, swap, share. I absolutely love this idea. We've done it several times now. And I think I've spoken about it on the podcast, but we get together a group of women in the neighborhood every other month, just like low key ladies' night in the neighborhood. Everyone kind of brings something to eat, like a snack. And we have one lady in our group who's amazing. She always makes shots that are on theme.
So cute.
It's so fun, and we look forward to it. We try to do it every other month. We take turns hosting, but the very first one we did was a re-gift party because it was in January. So you brought the gifts you got for the holidays that you don't want. We put them all on a coffee table, and if anybody else wanted them, you could take it. So it was like a re-gift party. Well, we just did it 2 weekends ago, and it was a fall/Halloween decor swap.
Cute.
Yeah, so instead of going out and buying new decor, you could just take what other people don't want anymore. And it was really cute. It was really good. So I like that idea. And you could even make that bigger. Like you could, we just have a handful of ladies. You could make it a whole like thing on your street. Everybody bring the stuff they no longer want and do like a swap.
Have you ever heard of Shavunda?
No.
Okay, well, that's what it's called for
it is?
Christmas.
Oh.
It's called Shavunda, and my sister started having these Shavunda parties, and it stands for what you would shove under the bed. That's what you get, Shavunda, shove under the bed, and it's what you.
That is hilarious. I love that.
And it's like a party you have in January, and you bring your crappiest, and not even your crappiest, just something that you got for Christmas that you don't want. Like one year, I got this beautiful blanket, but I don't want another blanket. I don't need another blanket. And I couldn't return it. I couldn't do anything. So I brought it to Shavonda and somebody got a blanket. And I remember, I think that year I got a friend's mom had given her this really large Christmas cookie like container. And she was like, it's hideous. And I think it was hand painted. And I was like, it's beautiful. I love it. And she's like, that is the dumbest looking thing I've ever seen. And I was like, I'm going to put it in my house right now. And I still put it up every year.
What I did this years ago, and I keep wanting to do it again, just haven't. I've done the same thing, but like a clothing and accessory swap. And if you you have to bring something to take something. So if you bring 5 pieces, you can take 5 pieces. But that's the same kind of concept. It's like, and it goes so well with no new things. You get stuff, but you're not spending money.
Exactly. And
you're getting rid of stuff at the same
also
time.
like you talk about with the buy nothing site, those buy nothing sites that are ways to swap stuff and give stuff. I just got a brand new Nerf gun for my son for Christmas. It's being dropped off today.
I love it. But also, as someone who's gone from living in 400 square feet to 4,000 square feet, it is a scam because having that extra space, you just fill it up with crap.
Right.
You don't need. And we even told ourselves, Steve and I, when we moved into a house from an RV, we're like, okay, we're not going to fill up every cabinet and closet. We're not.
Or the pantry.
And we did, and we did, and we did.
Well, on the pantry. So this is actually something I learned. I love the Dave Ramsey and his daughter Rachel have a podcast. It's like my Susie Orman. I used to love Susie Orman's approved or unapproved things. I just love hearing about other people's finances. And they brought up this other challenge for this week. Cook from your pantry or freezer. So what that means is when you are making your list for the week, like what are we going to eat this week? And sometimes it's what are we going to eat for 3 days out of the week? Because I know we're going to be, in the car running to something, blah, blah, blah. But what meals are you making this week? And you make that list by looking at what you already have in your pantry or your freezer, not what you're like, it's cold. Wouldn't it be fun to have this? No, like look at what do you have?
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I do that a lot. I like that.
So my husband was really big on 2020 that he loved, like he is a prepper anyway. Okay. And so he loved the idea at 2020 that we were like, okay, we got to have lots of rice and beans on hand. The world's coming to an end. We've got to be ready. And now I have to tell him, I was like, we're not doing that anymore. No.
2020, it's over, folks. Like we don't need to be stockpiling your pantry. Although living in where we do, not necessarily where you're at in Austin, but in Houston, we hurricane prep. So,
that's true. That's true.
We need things that we can eat and cook without electricity.
Right.
And so it's not as much of a prepper. Like we don't have a ton of stuff. We have a lot of water and things like that. But by the time hurricane season is ending right around now, it's time to eat all that stuff. We're not saving it for the next. Yeah, no, we're not.
Because if not, it'll go bad. Yeah, and all of a sudden you look, and we found, we cleaned out our pantry this weekend, which I feel like we do it quite often because I like a very organized pantry. And we found these Elf on the Shelf cookies that expired in 2023. And I'm like, how did these even make it here?
Well, even me, I've cleaned my pantry out several times because I also like an organized pantry. And just last night, I had a packet of like pre-made flavored like cilantro rice. It had expired in August of 24. I'm like, how did I miss this? How did this get missed? What?
Right.
What's in there?
Why are we not eating this rice?
Right, so, right. But then I threw it away. That was a waste of money. So
yeah, totally. So go through and you're still gonna have to buy stuff, but like, what can you make so you're not missing that cilantro rice? You're not missing these things.
Well, you may not need to buy stuff. Maybe like I know I've gone through my freezer before and had plenty of meat and plenty of frozen veggies and plenty of canned and boxed things in my pantry that I don't really need to buy anything. So.
That's true. I need a bigger air fryer. That's what I need.
That's what you need. That's what you need. No, you don't need it, Amanda. No, this is no new things. Unless you can get one for free.
Yes, I need a free, bigger air fryer.
Upgrade it up. Upgrade it. Oh, upgrade it for free. Okay, so the final thing though is we are going to try a no spend day where for one day you spend no money.
This sounds hard.
I know. I've nailed this one before though, but it's because I've not left my house on this.
That counts, but that counts. That counts if like I feel like I've almost done this, but then I remember the kid had a field trip and I had to send $5. And I mean, does that count as an essential? They had to go on the field trip.
I mean, I think it counts as an essential. Like they needed it to go on the field trip. Where it gets iffy is if they spent $12 on some dumb rock at the gift shop.
Oh my God, I hate field trip gift shops.
I know, they're the worst. They're the worst.
Do you know what? Here's something funny. I mean, God bless my husband. His heart is, it's always in the right place. But the first time he took Roger on a field trip, and like Roger is a daddy's boy. He loves Chris, loves everything Chris does. My bookends are all about me. Yeah. But Chris took Roger to, I want to say it was the Austin Zoo. Like he went with his like kindergarten class or something. It was something like that. And Chris didn't know to not go in the gift shop. And he went and like 8 of Roger's little friends followed. And Chris was like, I ended up spending like $200. I bought all these kids stuffed animals.
Well, listen,
all the parents came up and they were like, do you need money? Why did that happen?
Listen, I get it. Dads are softies because while I'm doing no new things, I did not tell my husband he has to do it with me. Okay. So on Sunday, I had to work the show at the theater. My daughter's bestie from the neighborhood spent the night, Saturday night, and they wake up and right as I'm walking out the door, they have talked my husband into taking them to the dollar store and to Crumble.
All right, I was going to say dollar store sounds fine. Crumble, nope.
And I think Crumble is gross. They're the grossest cookies on the planet.
They're so involved.
Oh, well, they're so artificial. I don't think they taste good. If I'm going to get cookies, I'm going to do Tiff's Treats. I think those are good cookies. But anyway, sorry to all of our Crumble fans. But I told my husband, I said, oh, babe, you're such a sucker. I said, did you at least tell them they have to like clean our baseboards or something first before you'll take them? He goes, oh, that would have been a good idea. Did you tell him? I'm like, no, I didn't tell him. Like, they didn't ask me. I would have said no. So he took them to the dollar store. And really, it's because they are in full-blown Christmas mode. I don't know if I talked about this last week. So they wanted Christmas stuff, like Christmas crafts and whatever. So he took them to the dollar store. Crumble was closed. So he ended up taking them to get sushi. And then
well, you can't have a cookie. Go for sushi.
So I get it. Like dad, I get it. Bless their hearts. They're the suckers. But I also love it. I love that he's hanging out with my daughter and her bestie, and they want to hang out with their dad. Like, it's great. You know, it's really great. And they're good kids. Like, they're not spoiled brats. Like, so anyway, but they're not doing no new things. I'm the only one doing no new things. And
Chris?
Ashley actually talked about that in her book. Like, and I think she gave several examples from several of her clients that do this all the time now. Like the first several times, it's just one person in the house because it's too stressful. It's too overwhelming for everyone in the house to do it.
I agree. Yeah, this weekend, Chris went to go get coffee because we ran out of coffee at the house. I don't drink coffee, so I never pay attention if we're out of coffee.
Right.
And, but on Saturday, he was like, hey, I'm going to go grab a coffee real quick. And he does really like McDonald's coffee. That's his favorite coffee. But I had like $25 of Starbucks gift cards. And I was like, here, take one of these and go to Starbucks. And he's like, I'm not going to go wait in line for coffee. And I was like, but it's free. And he goes, yeah, I'm not doing no new things. You are.
Right, exactly.
Dang it.
Okay. All right. So the goal of week 2 is to reclaim our time, reduce FOMO, and rediscover creativity without buying more unnecessary crap.
Exactly. Translation, stop scrolling, eat what's in your pantry, be thankful for your Wi-Fi and your air fryer.
Exactly. Exactly. So, all right, Bronze Medal Moms, that's it for week 2 of No New Things.
Next week, we will keep working through the challenge, but for now, unfollow that perfect influencer, eat what you already have. Remember, you don't need to buy joy.
That's right, because joy is free and sometimes it comes in the form of borrowing a dress from a friend. Bye, Bronze Medal Moms.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for listening to our moms on Bronze Medal Moms.
Don't forget to subscribe, share with your friends, and leave us a review. We'd love to hear from you. See you soon.